Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to discuss when we come to making decision buying a house versus renting a house, how should we think about that financially? And we're also going to use the help from ChatGPT today to help to do the analytics as well. So the really full data points we need when we come to do the analytics buying versus renting. So the first one is the interest payment portion of the mortgage we pay. And this is where we're going to use the help from ChatGPT instead of using a Excel spreadsheet. For other ones, we'll talk about that as we go through the process. This is a scenario I'll be providing to ChatGPT today. And later in this video, I will also provide the prompt engineering that I'll be using with ChatGPT. So please stay tuned. And yeah, let's go ahead get the ChatGPT start up and going. This is the data we copy paste from ChatGPT to an Excel spreadsheet. Basically tell us the mortgage payment, the beginning balance, monthly payment, and interest portion of the monthly payment for the first 12 payments, and then the ending balance. And so let's start to build our data analytics together. What I just did is to list out the information I'll be needing in calculating the analytics between buying versus renting. So here is really where we want to do a little bit thinking is the monthly interest payment actually is different every single month as we pay down the principals. And for the first year, right, you can see the average of the interest portion, the monthly payment is about $1,990. And if we become conservative, we say, hey, I'm just going to use the highest interest payment point for this calculation and let that to be equal to 2,000. And then we're going, another data point we need to provide is the monthly rent payment. Let's make that to be 3,000 for now. So what we are trying to do in here is we try to say, hey, the interest payment that we make for buying a house is money we kind of throw away because that's the price we pay to take a loan. And when people say, hey, when you rent a house, you're really not buying the equity, you really throw money away. So let's comparing the two type of throw money away. So the monthly rent payment, let's say, is 3,000. So the money saved monthly by comparing the two options is really the rent we pay minus out the interest payment we pay. So what we're saying in here is if we don't rent, but we buy a house, provided we have the down payment, then that will be the money we save for buying a house. Okay. And let's annualize that. that'll be equals the monthly times 12 months. And then we can say, okay, so if we buy a house and the monthly money we saved is really the between the rental payment and the interest payment, and we annualize that. And now we say, let's calculate the yearly return of the money saved. That will be our yearly money saved, which is 12,000 in this case, divided by this down payment. So why we do that? Because this 100,000 will be considered investment we make to buy this house. And and 1,000 is the money saved for buying the house. And then we annualize it to say, wow, so our yearly return for buying a house versus renting a house is 12%. And then we can consider, well, if we put this 100,000 in other type of investment, like mutual fund or SP 500 or any other type of investment you have, is that really greater than that or is less than that? So that's really one way you can think about buying a house versus renting a house. And also, you can argue, well, my monthly payment will not be that expensive. So probably it's just going to be 1,500. If that's the case, then actually it will be cheaper financially if you rent a house. Provided, right, same kind of condition, and it's really type of condition you buy a house for 500,000. So yeah, this will be the type of calculation that I'll be go through when I think about buying a house versus renting a house. Okay, now I'd like to show you the prompt engineering I used today with ChatGPT. And before I dive the detail into it, I would like to make a disclaimer in here is that I'm not a financial advisor, not a lawyer. So please don't take this as a financial advice. Okay, so let's look at the prompt engineering I used today. So first of all, I set stage for ChatGPT and told him I'll be providing a example and please produce a loan amortization schedule. And it's really a financial term, just a schedule to show the beginning balance of the loan, the total payment, the interest payment, and also the payment for principal and ending balance. For this is important so that it really give a context for ChatGPT to know what type of calculation that need to be providing in the later conversation. And then I provide the detailed example for my analytic purposes. It's the same as I showed you early on with the scenario, right? 500K is the house price with 20% down payment and 6% interest rate and 30-year fixed loan. And I also want to be able to tell ChatGPT that, hey, I want it to be a certain format that I want months, beginning balance, payment, interest payment, principal, ending balance as the columns, and also only provide the first year schedule for my calculation purposes. After all that, ChatGPT did produce an accurate calculation for the first year loan amortization schedule, as you can see in here. And then I copy paste this data from ChatGPT to Excel to finish the rest of the data analytics. I hope today's video can help you to some extent when you come to think about between buy a house versus rent a house, and especially with help from ChatGPT without even using Excel, be able to figure out what's the portion of interest payment I make on my loan mortgage. Hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and see you next time. Bye.